Here's an interesting little story on F45. I know you like stories like this. But yeah, looks like Mark Wahlberg backed the company at 45 and they IPO'd yesterday. Just in full disclosure, James, I don't have any stock in F45. Do you?
I do not.
Okay. But yeah, so it looks like they IPO'd yesterday. It looks like maybe day one they rose 11% and then dropped back down to around their IPO price. But just eager to get your thoughts on the market, specifically fitness and how that plays out.
I just he had a series called Wall Street, like WAHL Street, and it kind of followed his life. Uh, Obviously not playing, but it happened like right when COVID hit. And I was watching the series because I was curious because it was supposed to be more of a business type of TV show, and I always had the TV on in background just for noise and whatnot. And I stumbled upon his investment, while he was trying to invest in F45, and that's what first made me curious about this whole thing. And my thought on fitness, anything like I was always big into powerlifting and bodybuilding and strongman, that type of stuff. So while my fitness level has risen and fallen over the years, I've always been a fan. But what I did see is anything diet and fitness is almost a fad, other than like your classic gym. It comes and it usually goes just as fast. A few things stick around a little bit longer. And I think we saw that with not, I was going to say power lift, but with CrossFit, where it is like cult and is very popular and on a rise. And then I think if you type in CrossFit in the Google Trends, you'll probably see like this peak and this cliff, and then you realize that everything's kind of got, whether it's Taibo or whatever, all this stuff has just come and gone. And I wonder if this is going to suffer the same fate, where probably going to have a few years of rise. They're going to open up a bunch of franchises and probably make some money. It's a alternative to your classic gym, but at some point the next new thing comes along, right? And can you make some money on this in the short term? I think so. I don't know. I don't know how popular. Like I see them popping up, but I really don't know anyone that goes to one. Do you?
No. I mean, up until we read this article, I hadn't even heard of F45.
I mean, down there it says he's got a 200% return. Life's not bad for Wahlberg.
Right. But what do you read into how difficult it was to get the listing out?
Man, for me as an investor, you want to get on something before you think it's going to get hot, but it's not hot yet. Mm-hmm. And because if you look at that, like Apex on your traditional diet and fitness, anything, it's not, that Apex is kind of pointy. Usually it doesn't have this long curve over the top that drapes over 5 years. So I just wonder if, obviously COVID probably didn't help stuff, and all the fitness industry took a massive hit last year with the gyms being closed. So is it that attractive of an investment? If you watch this series, they show where the studios were shut down, and I gotta imagine that hurt. But now we're bouncing back. But it's got to be some thought in the back of everyone's mind that what the next variant comes along. You see it happen in the UK right now, where cases are starting to spike from the Delta variant. What other variants are going to come along, and could you see gyms get shut down again?
Yeah. It's I mean, fitness is an interesting industry. So I did a bit of research kind of before we started speaking, James, and because we know Peloton, and they definitely play on that kind of work from home. COVID probably helped them more than it hurt them in terms of people buying bikes and things. And they're up 338% since their IPO. So then I thought, okay, well, what's more more similar to like that whole exercise class, getting into the gym thing. I looked at Planet Fitness, but Planet Fitness is also up 300% since the IPO. So then I was like, okay, well, where else can we go? Nautilus, which makes things like the Bowflex and
Yep.
stuff. They're up 93% since the IPO, but most of their gains have been since kind of COVID. You know, like the pickup when everything was picking up. You know, a couple months after COVID lockdowns in March. But it was flat going into the pandemic. So I can't remember how many years now that they've been public, but definitely flat going into it. So to me, just napkin math, it looks like the market rewards companies that seem a little bit more lifestyle driven versus commodities like buy one Bowflex kind of thing. But I don't know. And I guess my thought looking at F45 was how this plays out could be driven by whether people see F45 as a lifestyle brand or not. But I might have the wrong read on that.
I mean, I feel like I can't say I've done a tremendous amount of research. Like, I'm not trying to make an investment in this place. I was curious about it because I saw it on the TV show, and I'm like, I want to see how this plays out. Because again, over 20 years of being a fitness enthusiast, what has stuck around for 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Other than the traditional gym, low carb diet, yeah, I guess. But I mean, if I think about how many different just diets have come and gone,
Yeah.
there's always a new diet. And I think you realize that, the Subway diet works. And I bet the Chipotle diet works too. If you just ate lettuce and chicken from Chipotle every day for 90 days, you'd probably lose weight.
Right.
Most of it works if you just keep your calories down and don't eat crap all day.
Yeah, pretty simple
And
equation.
same thing with exercise. It's whether you spend 60 minutes on a treadmill or you do HIIT cardio or you focus, more on lifting weights and anaerobic type of exercise. If you just work out and don't eat like a slob, you'll stay fit or lose weight. And that's where I feel the lifestyle brands have a little more longevity. I think CrossFit extended its lifetime because of the community. But I'm sure the community's still large, and I think there's still CrossFit games. I don't know. I don't follow that community that closely, but I don't think it's just going to go away. But I don't hear no one talk about it no more. And I think that's everything's got a peak. And America likes fads when you think about it. My whole life I've been watching these fads come and go. We like the next thing. And we love that next thing until there's the next thing. And we get distracted so easily. It's like, oh, shiny objects. And then it's like, over here, we're going to go do this. But, I feel like from the little I know about F45, it seems like in CrossFit, the people that actually wanted to get in shape. There's those people that I want to sit on an elliptical for 60 minutes because it tells me I burn 1,200 calories.
Yeah, that's me.
To me, yeah, there's, I think, well, you might actually own a Peloton, but people that got the exercise bikes and they just like kind of tool around on them. But it's like, man, I'm all about time. I'm trying to burn as many calories in the shortest period. Give me a rower. I'd rather row for 10 minutes and fall off that thing dead than to sit on a recumbent bike for like 90 minutes. I can't even burn off a Snickers bar on that thing. And that's where I feel like a lot of times the CrossFit, and I'm assuming F45, these type of places are for the real kind of dedicated fitness enthusiasts that they want to get in shape. They got the goals, the energy, and the discipline, and it's a small market though. Like I was a Powerhouse at one point, and unfortunately, it was kind of after Powerhouse lost its power. It was more a fitness club, but you had those dudes that were dedicated to being in there at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, like we were, and you're bombing squats until you want to puke. Those people have kind of lived that lifestyle forever. But that's not a majority of America, right? Majority of America, I'm trying to lose 20 pounds. Trying to get my blood pressure down. My doctor's yelling at me. So it's really a small market when you want to find this group of that really walk the walk and live that fitness lifestyle. So I don't know if F45 is really going after that market or somewhere in the middle. They're definitely not the Planet Fitness type of company where I think Planet Fitness you can get pizza on Fridays or some shit. Like, but I feel like everything's got, Planet Fitness is still your traditional gym.
Right.
You got some weights, got some treadmills, it's cheap. Your Lifetime Fitness, those places. What's the other one? LA Fitness. That's the stuff around my house, anyways. Those things traditionally, I don't think they're ever going to go out of style. It's a quote unquote fitness club. It's I want a little bit of everything. Where I feel you go to CrossFit or F45, it's like, well, we got these group classes that are here to kind of, kick your ass and really get you into shape. Where you don't get the cop out. You don't get to sit on an elliptical for an hour, trudging along, playing on your cell phone. Like, those classes have a tempo to them, and you're trying to keep up with that tempo to keep your heart rate up and burn as many calories as possible. But again, I think that market, I don't know how big that market is, but interesting to see that they did get the IPO pulled off, and I got to imagine they're going to see some growth. I thought it was unique for Wahlberg because Wahlberg's always been kind of fit.
Yeah.
And I don't know the whole burger story. I guess they had the Wahlburger TV show. I didn't follow any of that. Not that interesting to me, but for someone that is a fit lifestyle, I don't know that fits Mark's personal brand as much as a fitness club does.
Yeah, this feels very on brand for him.
And I think that's one of the keys. It's when I make an investment, it's can I make money on it? Is it something I'm interested in? And if those aren't where I want them to be, is it at least on brand? Is it something that would go along with what I'm trying to do personally? And when I'm watching a TV show, can't say watching, when I'm listening to the TV show, I was like, I can see where Mark could kind of come in and really push this thing, where he's getting older, but he's still fit. Kind of appealing to that like over 40 type of crowd. Mom, dads, everybody in between that's got a family. I'm busy, but he's still up in age a little bit. I gotta imagine he's probably 45, 47. I'm just guessing. Where you probably can go after that crowd that's got the money. I'm guessing these memberships are $20 a month, right?
Yeah, good point.
You go after this crowd that's got the money, and you get that second wind in life, in your late 30s, early 40s. You're trying to get fit and get back, and I feel it really resonated for him personally and on brand. It's just a question of, can they make money on it? Like, well, they made money on a stock anyways. Do the stores make money in the long run? We'll see.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting segue, because the next thing I was going to ask you, James, was to kind of put on your entrepreneur cap and like, if you were the CEO of F45, going back to what you're saying about the market being relatively small, and they're probably just shuffling the same kind of people around to the different fads. What would you do to ensure growth over the next 5-10 years for this brand?
I think that's one of the things that made CrossFit face was like, well, there's only so much you can do. Unless you like invent some new exercise or something, or you got some new classes or some new pieces of equipment that's unique, that gives you some sense of you have some proprietary methodology to exercise. What can you do? I think we saw that with SoulCycle, where everyone's like, the SoulCycle experience is the best experience, and it's like we got these great instructors and the tempo and the music, and now there's spin studios everywhere.
Yeah.
And it is a lifestyle brand. It's something you wanted to be attached to. You want to tell people you go to SoulCycle. You got friends that go there. It's like a family type of thing. But how do you keep innovating on spin in a classroom?
Right.
There might be some new technology. It really comes down to the level of instructors you have. But at some point, I think innovation kind of dies off. And again, I think that's why fitness kind of has these fads that come and go so much, because there's really only so much you can do. That has it all been done? Short of inventing a new piece of equipment, has it not all been done? So then it kind of becomes kind of lifestyle and a brand that resonates or attracts a certain group of people. But how do you grow that year after year after year?
Yeah, it's true. I thought your idea about targeting maybe the people that are kind of in their 40s and older with a little bit of money and utilizing Mark as kind of the figurehead was an interesting play. But like you said, how much innovation is functional training for 45 minutes? I feel like everybody does functional training for 45 minutes. So
Granted, you can. There's so many different exercises, right? I know people that train, athletes, people that train for strength, people that train for bodybuilding, that train for fitness competitions. There's always different types of exercises, but it's one of those things that as time goes on, everything's been done.
yeah,
Like everything cool's been said or written. Every movie idea has just about been done. Then it gets to the point. It's like food. We can keep creating new food and new recipes, but 99% of all of it's been done. So that leaves you with, when you write that book, when you come up with that new song, when you create that new dish, it's just, I got to do it better. And I think that's where we leave all things fitness. It's all been done. We have we have flipped tires. We have, done burpees until our eyeball sockets popped out. We've done all these different types of exercises. We've done Pilates. We've done everything under the sun. And now it's almost like you're a department store. It's how well do you merchandise it? There's all this stuff in the world, and depending on what I put in the store is whether or not I'm going to succeed. I got to get people to walk through here and say, this is the best merchandise store on the planet. I'm going to keep coming back here to buy stuff because you have stuff I want to buy. Fitness comes down to, are you going to put and group together the right kind of exercises and combinations together that's going to get me fit, that I'm going to have fun, and I'm not going to die. And maybe that's the environment that F45 is creating. But what stops the next person from coming along and just merchandising a little bit better when it comes to all the exercises that have been invented?
Yeah, true. I mean, fitness is exciting from a brand strategy standpoint because it, like you said, it all is just the external kind of cues and the brand associations. So there's always opportunity there from a brand standpoint.
I think there's always opportunity if you can disguise something as easy that gives you great results.
Yeah.
I thought it would be funny if we got a lot of industrial space in this country, and you can get some of that industrial space cheaper because no one wants to lease it. But two things I would want to do is I want to create an old school gym where it's just weights are the opposite of Planet Fitness, basically, where it's people that want to get fit and the music's blasting, there's chalk everywhere, you can bang the weights on the ground, and it's just one of those places. I don't care about the environment, I'm worried about the goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought that'd be funny, and then not funny but fun. But the more you create a game out of something, and I think this is why group classes work, right? When you because people don't want to think about it. I don't know how to use this machine. I don't know how many reps I should do today, or should I do biceps and triceps? Like, people don't want to think about that shit unless they're the real enthusiasts. But I think the average American, they ain't got time for that shit. They're not picking up a Muscle and Fitness magazine, and they don't care about Rock's arm workout. So the group type training is exciting for many people. They don't want to think. They just want to be told what to do. Do this. If you do this and you put the fork down and put a zipper on your lips, you're going to lose some weight. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go run a giant warehouse and I'm going to put a basketball hoop here, and you need to make 10 baskets. And then you need to kick this soccer ball 300 feet down to the other end and come back around and make a goal. And then you got to come over here, like, it's almost like a Dave & Buster's of fitness.
Yeah.
Where I'm just making you kind of run around and do this cross training where you're kicking the soccer ball, so you got to run, and then you're shooting baskets, and you got to jump. And I bet if you could create a circuit course where you could just have people playing games for 45 minutes, but they were not like video games, they're actually moving.
Yeah.
People to sign up for that, like almost like putting hamsters in wheels. because you have the illusion that it's not working out.
Oh, it's a great idea. I liken working out to standing in line, right? Like it's painful to stand in line when you're by yourself and you watching the clock, but put a couple people around you, like at a Disney or whatever, and it's not so painful.
No, time goes by a little faster.
Right.
But if you could make cardio a game,
Mm-hmm.
you'd probably get people to do it because they don't want to think about it. It's like, shoot my 10 baskets. I'm going to run down with the soccer ball and I come down and score over here. I'm going to, throw 10 footballs. And then over here, I'm going to have to play whack-a-mole for, 5 minutes to get my arm workout. And then I got to switch to my left arm and play. Like, you could really just the gamification of fitness. And I think in a way that's all group classes. That's what CrossFit, probably what F45 does. It's making it so you don't have to think. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do what I'm told. And if I do what I'm told, I'm going to get fit. Always going to be room for that.
Oh, yeah. Let me know when you start your abandoned industrial game gym, because be like your first customer.
Yeah, but I would probably do some shit where you got all, it'd probably end up being like a big tailgate. And I'd be selling beer and like elephant ears and shit. Probably totally counterproductive, but
yeah,
it would be a really good time.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you think? Have you looked at any more numbers on this thing at all, or just what we got here?
Just what we got.
I mean, first 3 months, net loss of 37 million.
Yeah, I was gonna poke into that, but I haven't looked at their S1, so I don't know what their projections are.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a quick one we wanted to jump on, and because we mentioned, I talked about the Wahlberg series a couple times, but
yeah,
I mean, compared to you see some of the tech losses, doesn't look that bad. But I'm curious because some of the CrossFit places they charge like 125, 150 bucks a month. I think. Don't quote me on that.
Crazy. Yeah, I
remember it was crazy expensive. So I don't know what F45 is charging for that, but. Yeah, I think it was cool. I made a recommendation to a friend that was trying to escape the corporate world. And he wanted to get into like the food industry. And I'm in the food industry, but I'm a startup investor. I'm a foodie and a half-ass chef. I feel like I at least belong in the space, right? And he's not a foodie, he's not a cook, and he's not a restaurant person. And I understand why you want to get in. It's just not, I don't think that's like your forte. But he's a fitness freak, and I was like, man, let's go buy an F45, because I felt like that is what's going to be ideal for you. It's going to probably have similar hours to working in the restaurant industry, which is 7 days a week, and it's hell. But you can at least be, on brand, right? It's in this thing that matches up with your own lifestyle and your own beliefs and something you enjoy. But yeah, I don't know how much room there is. I gotta imagine you can open these things up everywhere, right? But
yeah, and the nice thing about fitness customers is they're pretty sticky. Churn's pretty low, I think, right?
I don't know, man. Yeah, if someone has got a heart attack because they're taking your class, you probably got to pay.
That's true.
It's probably maybe because you don't have equipment, like a treadmill can go haywire and kill somebody. But yeah, I don't know. I gotta imagine these things are gonna make some kind of money somewhere. But it's like if you've been tracking durable goods, America went on a durable goods buying spree during COVID. And there's the classic definition of durable goods, and then we can talk about everything else. But anything that's going to last for 5 or 10 years, let's call that a durable good right now. You can't buy a bike anywhere, so people are riding bikes at home supposedly, or they got really nice bikes in the garage at least. You couldn't buy an RV last year. You couldn't buy a boat last year. You still have a hard time buying RVs and boats. There's one manufacturer that I know. They usually sell 40 or 50 build slots every year, and they only sold 5 this year, not because of demand, but because they couldn't get the materials and the workforce to build them.
Yeah.
I couldn't get plates for my home gym for like 12 months. You couldn't, like I was going to go make some concrete plates outside so I could have some more weights in my basement. And that demand's caught up, but you saw America went on this big, I'm going to work out at home, I'm going to buy a bike, I'm going to buy gym equipment, was sold out for like a year. And at some point I feel there's this aspect of the gym that, you know, for some people it's a meat market. They want to go there and they find dates, and the social aspect of it and working out in your home's just not as appealing. Some people can't be motivated working out at home.
Yeah.
But if you go back 12 months, we all thought the world was going to end and we were going to be stuck in our house for 5 years. Everyone bought gym equipment. We were never going to travel again. Everyone bought RVs and boats and camping stuff. And I have a feeling that the next, maybe, you know, assuming COVID goes away, in the next 24 months, those Craigslist is going to be full of a hell of a lot of gym equipment for sale. And, and bikes and RVs and boats and all this stuff, and dirt bikes and ATVs that people bought. And you might see a rush back to the gyms. So maybe they're banking on that. We'll see.
Yep.
But I don't know. Maybe we'll do a follow-up on this. I'd be curious to dig into the financials a little more. And this is more about, you know, I saw Mark on the show and this one popped up and it's something I've been interested in. But you know, maybe we'll do a follow-up and dig a little deeper on the analytics of this one.
Yeah, definitely. All right,
I'll catch you.
Thanks.